Hey there. All right, it's going to do like a little recap of our lesson, and then also maybe teach you a couple of new things. So one of the big things we were talking about was ways to transition between chords. Gotta get the guitar in tune. We're talking about just sort of the walk-ups and walk-downs, which are really important. So in key of C, it's going to be up the C scale from the C to the F. Down the C scale from the F chord. And then down the scale again for the G chord. So when it sounds like Roll On Buddy, it'd be like, roll on, buddy, roll on. Roll on, buddy, roll on. Wouldn't roll so slow if you knew what I know. Roll on, buddy, roll on. See, it's not a perfect science exactly. You sort of throw these things in, you can kind of alter the rhythm a little, you can throw in a seventh chord now and again, but the basic science of it is using scale tones to connect chords in the key. You can also use little passing tones. So I'll try that. Roll on, buddy, roll on. Roll on, buddy, roll on. Wouldn't roll so slow if you knew what I know. Roll on, buddy. So there I was just adding the note that goes in between the C and the E and the D. After D, before E, B flat. You notice because it actually sort of, if we're doing just the two notes, what we were doing is adding two stresses on the first note and then a stress each on the next one. So we were going like. That kind of thing. If we add the little blue note, we actually don't have to do that double stress thing. We just play the four separate notes. And that's one place where the rest stroke does come in. That's if you want to sort of articulate that. Rest stroke is a really nice way to do that. And of course, you can also take notes out and just decide, for example, going back from F to C. We're just going to play the blue note and the D note because we know that the D note will lead us to C. Why will it lead us to C? Because it's one letter of the alphabet higher. D leads to C, G leads to F, F leads to G. There are other notes that lead, but those are good ones. So, and you can also add a little, some little rhythmic things like, or like, and I'll sort of leave you to play around with that. But one thing that's good to practice is this sort of move where you do a little pull off from the first fret to the open string. So you might just want to practice. Just that move. First fret, little pull off, and then the next note. All right. Then we were talking about the master kind of matrix ball. This, of course, is the C scale. We were talking through the C scale. We're going to do this position. by names of the notes. C, open D, E, F, G, A, open B, C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, F, G, A, B, C. By scale of degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oh, I lost it. 5, 6, 7, 1. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Really good to practice both ways and get a little routine going on that so you can remember both things. Now there are a few patterns that are really nice to learn that happen in bluegrass songs, happen in solos, are really good for improvising. Do a few of them. One of them is 3-up. So taking in a row consecutive elements of this C scale matrix. We're just going to go up in 3, and it will be as if we were playing the scale, but we're adding on top of each degree the next 2 notes. So it'll sound like this. It's nice, isn't it? So we're going C, D, E, D, E, F, open G, F, G, A, B, C, B, C, D, C, B, E, D, E, F, G, and then down. Now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to do 4 notes instead of 3. So instead of, we're going to try. Like that. I'll try to do it well for you. More time. Now we're going to go back, actually do a simpler thing and just do thirds up. So again, did this together, but that would just be as if you're playing the scale and just adding the third up and then sort of, we could call it interpolating a third. So. We don't really have to go that high. We don't want to go that high, so we're just going to go. very useful to know those things. Can be interesting to start like this. For example, start on the E note of the C scale. So we're doing down a third. Nice little brain teaser there. This is an advanced thing, but it could be interesting. Okay, so you're going to play 2 notes, C, B, C, then the E. And then we're going to play, the pattern's going to be chromatic down, 1 note, and then back to their starting, and then up to the third. And that's about as far as we want to go. Down. It's hard even for me, but if you can figure that one out, you'll have done something good. It's nice in a solo, really nice. All right, let's go to Arkansas Traveler. That's the other thing we're doing. So that was, you can think of it as going up from the C note, up to the E note, to the third, coming down from the D to the C. It's basically kind of working within that first little bit of the C scale, then going down to the A note, which I hear is coming from an A minor chord, then playing the open G string, then back to C. And the second phrase is on over a G chord, it's a D note, slide up to the E, then so from the D to that next open string, really important move. So together. So you do it twice. The fourth thing you're going to play is this C to B, back to C. A little toggle on the A to the G. Then down from the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret. Then over to the 3rd fret of the A string. Then open D. The B note, 2nd fret of the A string, to the 3rd fret. Just showing you there are a couple of variations. It's not written in stone that that's the melody, but good place to start. The B section. you're going to be doing this little pattern. So you're starting with a little pickup. So think of that as separate. That's a pickup. And then the pattern is down 2, then back where you started. Down 2, back where you started. Again. And then you're going to change, you're going to resolve, play the D note and the open G string. And then you're going to go. So C, D, open E, down to D, to C, open E, resolve on the D note. And that's what you're playing over. So it's C, F, C, G, C, F, C, G, C, F, C, G, C, F, G, C. Using that exact same closing lick from the A section. So altogether it's all right. That's a nice little version of Arkansas Traveler, and there's so much in there that's worth learning, and it will come out in other places in bluegrass music. I do want to touch a little on the key of G, because we've been in C, and G is the home planet of bluegrass, and probably good to do some G things. First thing is for our walk-ups in G. Same as in G and C, same principle. Because the way the fretboard's laid out, going to D, your 5 chord, oftentimes the walk-up will be chromatic instead of whatever it would be, sort of whatever the equivalent would be. We just sort of often go, so C, throw it on a pinky, then the open D string, and then you're playing boom chucks on the D next to that. And from D back to G, you use the open string, 2nd fret, 3rd fret. If you're going from D to C, you can go, you sort of use that same sort of stock move, or you can do a little descending move. There's a lot of options, but anyways, want to get oriented around G because that's such a common key. And yeah, let's learn a song in G. Let's do Your Love Is Like a Flower. How about it? Was long, long ago in the moonlight, We were sitting by the banks of a stream, and you whispered so sweetly, I love you, and the waters murmured a tune. Oh, they tell me your love's like a flower in the springtime, a blossom so fair. In the fall when it withers away, dear, well, they tell me that's the way of your love. First thing to go over there is, or go over again, whatever you like, is the G run. So if you're in the key of G, that's the thing you do often at the end of a chorus, or at the end of a verse, or at the end of a line. Just play the G note, climb up on the A string to the B, little toggle on the D up to the E note, and then the open G. And then the melody. It's a little low to play it there, so we'll play it up. So we're starting on the G string, G note. It was long, long ago in the moonlight. And we're gonna hammer on this note, moonlight, the C note, C note. So all together it's, it was long, long ago in the moonlight. We were sitting, we were, yeah, going, we're gonna go G, E, D string, on the banks of the stream, that we're sitting on the banks of the stream. When you whispered so clearly, I love you, and the waters murmured a tune. So that's going to add one note in. So we're going to go up to that F sharp note, the third of the D, to resolve the melody. So all together, it was long, long ago in the moonlight. We were sitting on the banks of the stream. When you whispered so closely, I love you, and the waters murmured a tune. Oh, they say that your love's like a flower in the springtime, blossom so fair. In the fall when it withers away, dear, and they tell me that's the way of your love. So work on that a little bit, and then sort of an embellishment, just sort of see like where this would go. So that's, we're just coming out of those melodies, just dressing them up a little bit. Adding some cross picking. Going back to the melody. Just kind of messing around with it. If you want to start sort of turning a bell shape, maybe try slide and try to put maybe some a little more rhythmic juice into it. Adding in some of those little, so moonlight. After you do the moonlight, you can just go down the scale, E, D, C, a little question and answer. Sort of try messing around with adding in some other licks. A good way to sort of start with that is just sort of learn the G pentatonic scale, or relearn it. Major pentatonic, so G note, open A, B note, open D, E, G, A, B, D, E, G. So just try and throw in some of those little pentatonic licks on the G chord. On the D chord, if that's where you're sort of resting, sort of try playing some of these notes. Second fret of the E string, third fret, open A string, third fret, the C note, flat 7, open D, little O2/4, little D, E, F sharp, little O2/4 on the next, G, A, B, that C note, so. We'll go over that, but yeah. All right, so see you next time.